Welcome. My name is Jeremy O'Connell, and I am the lead developer, or if you prefer programmer, for the Connect2SSH bash utility. In this video, I'm going to show you how you disconnect from SSHFS. So in another video, I demonstrated making connections, SSHFS connections, and I did show you how you issue a manual command, and I'll show that in this video as well. But I also want to show you how do you use the Connect2SSH utility to do it for you as well. So let's get to it. Exit out of the image, and let's get to our terminal. Now, I'm going to issue ls, and so right now, if I also issue the present working directory, I'm already in home, my user developer mount, mnt for mount. So I might say mount, but in this case, I mean mnt, that's just short for mount. So if I ls again, you can see here we have our CentOS dev directory, which is what I've been using for the demonstration of mounting. And you could do multiple mount points and all that, of course, and you can obviously use disconnect at any time. So let's go ahead and ls that mount point. There are no files or directories, so we're not mounted. So let me go ahead here, and I'm not going to explain this in great detail. I'm going to go ahead and issue a mount command because we're going to be disconnecting and connecting several times. So let's go ahead, and it should be connected. So I'm going to go ahead, and I don't want to wait for the script to time out because I know I'm connected. There is a delay of about 10 seconds or so just in case you're going out on the internet, and there can just be a delay when you're working with the internet. So let me clear, and now let's do an ls on that mount point, and we get data. So we are connected to from our Ubuntu Mate 1604 virtual, well, this is actually a virtual box, to our CentOS virtual box over the network. So we're connected. So how do we disconnect? Well, the command that and this is what Connect2SSH is doing in the background, but just so you know, we're going to issue fuser mount, then we're going to issue or do space dash or hyphen u for unmount, and then the mount point. Now, I only need to put the directory down because I'm in the parent directory. If you were on another part of the file system, you'd have to put the full path or wherever you were in relation. So I'm going to go ahead and issue this command. So it's fuser mount space hyphen or dash u space and then your mount point. So I'm going to go ahead and enter. And now if we ls that again, you'll see we have no files or directories. We only had directories showing, but still we have no data showing. Now if I try and unmount something that's not mounted, I'll do that, we get an error. So if you see this entry for, and then it gives you the full directory path, /home/developer /mnt for mount / and then we get CentOS dev not found in etc or etc/mtab, then you know, oh, it was never mounted in the first place. So let me go ahead and remount that, because let me show you how you would do that with Connect2SSH. So I'm typing in the password, so it should already be mounted. ls, we are mounted. Okay, so let's clear this. So let's go to help. And if we scroll up here, we will see to disconnect SSHFS, we can either issue disconnect or DC for short, and that will disconnect a SSHFS share, or we have the shorthand end, which is like go, but end, and then we can just do the account ID or the mount point. But first, let's do the long way. Yeah, I know, you want to skip to end, don't you? We all do, because that's less. But let me show you the disconnect way. So it would be connect to SSH disconnect, or the DC. So first thing is it's telling us, okay, fine, you want me to disconnect? Well, you got to pick an account to disconnect SSHFS mount. So first, you have to pick the server the account is on. Press any key to continue. So we have to look up the server ID. We'll go by ID. It's server 1. I just happen to know it. If you don't, you will have to use the ls command. I just think there for a moment. List server command. So it'd be connect to SSH space list server to get the server ID. But I know it's ID 1. And I know the username is CentOS dev. So now, because I've entered the correct username or one that exists, it's going to attempt to unmount that. And it's got a few second delay just to give the system time to unmount it. That's why you've got the delay there. So now if I do an ls against that mount point, we have no data in there. It's been disconnected. So that's one way to do it, but that's the long way. Who wants to do it that way? I don't, and I don't do it that way, honestly. So let me go ahead and remount our remote share here. Okay, that should be good. So now if I ls this, we should have, yep, where we have remounted that. So now, if you notice, like I said, you can use the end command. So if I just use Connect2SSH end instead of go, and the number 1 in this case, that's for me. It might be end 42, end 139. It's whatever your account name is. If you don't know your account name, you could just do an LA for accounts. I'll just go with text right now, and you could see, oh, yeah, I want to disconnect from this user, this CentOS dev, which is ID 1. So I'm going to go ahead and issue that command. End, well, here, first of all, let's go ahead and do an ls against that. So we see that that is mounted. Okay. Now let's do end 1. You can see here now it's automatically saying disconnect a SSHFS mount, attempting to unmount, and it gives the full path. And if we go ahead and we ls that again, no data. As you can see up here, we had data. Now we have no data. It's as easy as that. And you'll sit here and now that you know this, you'll wonder, why have I not been using SSHFS? And where, Jeremy, has your tool been all this time? Because you have go, for example, I showed you have end, and then you have go. So to connect to an FS share, it's just connect to SSH space go, the number FS for file system. I connect to it. Don't always have to wait that long if you don't feel like it. Go clear. We ls this once again. We are connected, and then to end it, it's just connect to SSH space end, and the account number. You could also do the mount point, but the easiest one is the account ID. Disconnecting, and there's just a delay to allow the systems to disconnect. ls it, disconnect. I mean, what? So easy! I'll see you in the next video.